Today's story comes from Lauren, a former bride of ours from over 10 years ago, who has a hilarious story about what happened in their bedroom on their wedding night.
My name is Lauren, and my wedding was a little over 10 years ago.
So I heard a little bit of this story at the time, and then Ben filled me in on it afterwards, and I've been telling it ever since because it's hilarious.
I feel like we were one of the first of our friends to get married, so everyone just went like balls to the wall, drinking. My dad apparently got the top, got the most expensive liquor. Everyone got really, really drunk.
Okay.
I know Ben and a bunch of the groomsmen went to his room where we were going to stay that night to just do some shots. No one could find one of the groomsmen. We were looking for Phil. We had no idea where Phil was, but the bus was leaving with or without him. So after people searching for him, we left without him to the bar.
Is this out of character for him?
Everyone always talks about Phil. Phil this. I'm like, oh my God, I got to meet this kid. He's he has some crazy stories. So, we were just kind of like, now I did hear that people did spot him several times. I know he was hitting on my one bridesmaid and kept calling her Princess Jasmine. And then I think he also hit on my sister too. But
okay.
So anyway, after the bar closes, we get back on the bus and we go home. I did not feel well.
Yeah.
So, you think, oh, you're gonna have a romantic night the night of your wedding. We didn't.
I'm glad you said that, because every time I've told my version of this story, that's the first question anyone asks, and I didn't know if I would be able to ask you that question. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like, he tried. I'm like, listen, I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Okay. Yeah.
All my clothes were in the other room where I was staying the night before, so I had nothing to change into. So I had to get out of this god awful wedding dress.
Okay.
The next morning, my hangover was really, really bad. So I was in and out of throwing up in the bathroom, getting up, going to the bathroom, coming back.
You still didn't have your clothes in the room at this point, right?
No, I was stark naked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But I was in very, very good shape. I did P90X that summer. I ran every night. I did cycling, Ben is kind of waking up, my husband, Ben, and he's like, we really need to get going because we have the brunch in the morning. We were having the brunch with the family. And I'm like, Ben, listen, I am so sick. I cannot lift my head.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, I'll go for us. So he finally gets out of bed, throws his legs over the bed. And suddenly I hear this like, and then I hear, oh my God. And I look over and out pops Phil with his full suit on, shoes. He even had his little boutonniere flower, looked great. And
the full suit makes it. That's awesome.
The full suit. Yeah, he didn't. So I don't understand. We still don't know how Phil got under the bed, but apparently that's where Phil was.
Wow.
Ben had to take him back to his hotel. He apparently went to the airport, even though his flight wasn't for like another 12 hours. He was so embarrassed. So, and I didn't see him for many months after that.
Yeah. Was he asleep the whole time?
Maybe fell asleep on the bed and then realized wait, this is not my room. And then just hid under the bed and he was going to get out, but then fell asleep. And it was just funny how he decided, I guess he must have really looked at ankles, because I got out of bed several times and he didn't grab my ankles. So I guess once he saw Ben's hairy ankles, he went in for the grab.
Wow.
I guess he probably was waiting forever for us to get out of the room, but we never were. That's my story, that my one of the groomsmen slept underneath our bed on our wedding night.
That's great. Well, thank you for sharing it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, our 10-year anniversary. I should send him a gift.
Yeah. That's awesome.